India's very own made in India tactical military transport aircraft C-295 has taken its first flight, the maiden flight. But today, this story is not about this aircraft. This story is about India. How India is trying to move from an import-dependent country to become not just self-reliant but also a major defense exporter. How India wants to announce its arrival as a global aerospace power as well. Hello everyone, welcome to Vajiram and Ravi's Flash News. My name is Shubhangi Singh, and in today's session we are going to talk about that how first flight of C-295 marks the arrival of India amidst the global players of the aerospace industry, especially in the context of military logistics. So let us start with understanding that what exactly has happened. So as of now, when we are talking C-295, which is a tactical military aircraft transport, that means it is used for transportation by military and especially in emergency situation for the movement of troops, for the movement of logistics. C-295, which is made in India. This has been manufactured in India from end to end. Now that has successfully completed its maiden test flight. Now this one particular aircraft is part of a very huge project which includes 56 aircrafts. And this is a partnership between Airbus, that is from Spain, and India's private player, that is Tata Advanced Systems Limited. Now in this whole deal, what we are getting is that these 16 aircrafts will be coming from Spain out of this 56, and the rest of the 40 will be manufactured in India, in our country. That means we are not going to be dependent, not for technology, not for manufacturing, in this very regard. Now when we are talking about C-295, the first question that you need to also ask here, that what exactly it is, and second, why India needs it. Now when we are talking about C-295, it is basically medium tactical military transport aircraft. Now in this context, you have to understand what is this used for. This is used for transportation but of troops, logistics, medical emergencies, anything of that sort in remote locations or difficult terrains where big Airbuses or big aircrafts cannot land. Now when we are looking at this, we have to understand this is something that can give us an advantage because of its size and the services it is going to deliver. Now why do we need C-295? We need it immediately because we are going to replace the earlier version of medium tactical aircraft transport that we were using, that is HS-748 Avro fleet. Now Hawker Siddeley 748, this was inducted in 1960. Originally it was produced by British company, then later it came with Hawker Siddeley, and then later Hindustan Aeronautics Limited was also producing. Now the problem here is with this fleet that the maintenance costs are rising and a lot of things are going obsolete and the payload here is lower. The payload in C-295 can be up to 9 tons, the troops can be 71, add to that 2 crew members and other provisions as well. So in this context, when we are looking at C-295, it not only enables our border logistics in remote and difficult terrain, it also comes with multi-role capability where we are looking at cargo transportation, movement of 70 troops, disaster relief, special forces operation and maritime surveillance as well. And that is why it becomes ideal for India because it can operate in shorter runways, which will be the only possibility when we are talking about such regions which are difficult, which have limited infrastructure. And then in this very context, if there is a semi-prepared airstrip, this is where C-295 can land. So if we are looking towards rapid deployment during crisis or emergencies or border emergencies, this is where C-295 comes into the picture. And the fact that this is being manufactured right here in India, this is something that we do not need to be dependent on for any other country. This puts us in an advantageous position. Now that we have understood the basics, now let us add more dimensions to it, understanding that what exactly makes this very different for us. Because this is the difference of defense model. what kind of defense model the country is following. If you look at the previously before, I'm talking majorly before 2005 and 2000, we used to import aircrafts, we had to buy the technology to upgrade, and the supply chains were majorly concentrated outside our country. But the new defense model is very clear that we don't only want to buy, we want to ensure that we are manufacturing as well. We don't want to buy the technology, we want to collaborate, absorb, understand the technology, and the supply chains need to be concentrated in our country. And this is what exactly is the starting point which C295 is ensuring in terms of industrial impact. Because once this manufacturing begins in our country, this is going to create a huge ecosystem where it is going to support MSMEs, aerospace suppliers, electronic firms, the composite material manufacturers which are present, and precision engineering companies. That means all of this is going to see a boom and come out as a well-constructed ecosystem just with one addition. Imagine if we start manufacturing on our own, how this well-structured ecosystem will flourish in the coming future as well. And this is not all. This will also be complemented with technological gains, where India will be able to get expertise in aircraft assembly, system integration, avionics, testing and certification, and also the aerospace quality standards. That means we will be able to learn, train and deliver on our own. So the real product that you are looking at is not C295. It is what it will create. You have to see it as C295 lies in the core. How it will contribute to MSMEs, how this will create more jobs, how this will expedite the technology, and now adding another bigger layer that will be of exports. Because this is also the strengthening of India's defense export story, where we add more to it. That is why we will be able to sell more as well. So in this context, we can't limit the addition to just our economy, but how our name will be able to sell products across the borders as well. So in this context, another huge dimension comes in here is that how made in India is being portrayed. If you look at defense, I'm talking about Tejas Mk1A, indigenous drones that have been made, INS Vikrant, missile systems, recently multiple ones have been tested. Then look at the civilian sector, Vande Bharat trains, electronic manufacturing, semiconductor ecosystem, how this has been all enabled to ensure self-reliance. And not just self-reliance, to give a huge boost and momentum to the manufacturing sector. Because if the secondary sector is not moving, then who will absorb the labor? So it is also directed towards manufacturing. It is not just in isolation that defense is being strengthened and enabled. It is also has to be looked connected to that what further it is contributing. So the concentric circles that we were making, the Venn diagram we were just making, you have to consider that how hugely it impacts the manufacturing ecosystem and how greatly it contributes to it. And in this very context, we have to accept that that is the reason that there is so much push for indigenous, for made in India, not to buy from outside, is the fact that we want to actually practice strategic autonomy. We just don't want to say it. We want to reduce our dependence on the foreign suppliers. We have understood from the global conflicts that how fragile the supply chains are and how costly this dependence can become, be it Russia-Ukraine war or the US-Israel-Iran war that we are seeing as of now. And this also comes with positive impacts such as gain in skilled jobs, technology intensive manufacturing and innovation ecosystem booming. So what we are looking at as a very broad, if I have to put it very broadly, is a transformation from technology consumer to technology producer. Now this is going to cover all the aspects that we have been talking about, be it defense, be it manufacturing, be it the ecosystem that we are talking about and more. Now, the last addition that I want to make is about defense exports, because if we look at the recent year, that how India has been performing has been immensely promising. The huge jump that we have made, which seems 15x in front of us, is one which has delivered economic benefits and also strategic benefits. That means we have gained in terms of forex, we have worked on the economies of scale, and we have high value manufacturing jobs right here in our country. We are retaining talent, we are building the ecosystem, and that is also giving us diplomatic influence, security partnership, and long-term maintenance relationships. That means initially we used to depend on others, now other countries are dependent on us because we have built this. And just to understand the extent that we have brought in as key defense partner, where our defense go to, be it Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Mauritius, Armenia, Vietnam, Afghanistan and more, we have multiple success stories across the spectrum which show that yes, there is potential. We have realized only limited parts of it, and then we can do more. But the story is not only on the one side of the coin, it is on the other as well, where we have to honestly recognize the real challenges that still exist in our whole system, which need to be addressed if we actually want to realize the potential that we have been so proudly talking about. Because the challenges such as still the huge dependence in terms of critical subsystems. We can make the bigger parts, but the subsystems we are importing. The global competition is also increasing. Then we have to talk about the quality that we are delivering and how we are certifying that. That is something that needs to be addressed, and need for strong after sales support, so that the partnership that has been based on the defense export, that is extended and maintained. So when we are looking at C295, not just an aircraft, a bigger story unfolding with it. What are your thoughts about it? Let me know in the comment section. That was all from my side. Thank you so much.